Now what we want to do is move on to the live feature to really ground us back in recovery community centers and what they are. Donella, could you tell us about your recovery community center and what happens when you walk through its doors?
Oh, thank you, Bettina. Hi, everyone. I am Donella Cecrle from the Purpose of Recovery. We are in Orange County, California. We serve really all of Orange County, and we have a few little sprinkles into LA County, San Diego County. But when someone comes into the Purpose of Recovery, first they're greeted by our very lovely administrative assistant at the front desk, Malia. She is not here today, but she's such a cheerful, warm greeting that she provides to everyone that comes through that front door. We have some office suites, but the majority of people come to us for their one-on-one coaching sessions with their peer coach. And then the rest of them come to our groups that meet here in our facility. So we have a large meeting room that hosts about 13 different groups a week. Over the course of a month, we have about 50 different groups that we're hosting both in our facility and in other partners throughout Orange County, where we just bring the hope and the message of what peer support can do to support someone on their recovery journey. So if you all wouldn't mind advancing the slides, thank you. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, thanks, Cora. Our vision here at the Purpose of Recovery is that we envision communities where individuals find purpose to sustain their long-term recovery, because we know without purpose and building recovery capital, the chances of sustaining that recovery are less than if they're working with a coach who's helping them through that journey. And we're fulfilling that by building and sustaining a robust peer community here in Orange County that serves the individual in recovery and their families by providing those practical support services such as peer recovery coaching and access to resources in our community. Let's go to the next slide. So we were started by parents, supporters, and individuals in long-term recovery. Our very first board president was Marlon Karst, and he was also the first president of Faces and Voices of Recovery many, many years ago. So we were very honored to have a seasoned person in recovery who was part of this movement for many years to be our first board president. Unfortunately, he's passed a couple of years ago, but his legacy still makes an imprint on this organization, as I know he did many recovery community centers and programs nationwide. We are, of course, a recovery community center and a recovery community organization started by primarily a family who had concerns about their child's substance use. And they said, we would like to do something here in Orange County to reduce relapse. What does that look like? And they are a family that I was very familiar with. They came to me and said, we know that you have a passion to work with people in recovery. My degree is as a social worker, and my life has been impacted by losing friends to overdose and my immediate family that has been impacted by substance use. And so we put together this idea of the first recovery community organization here in Orange County during COVID. And we, like I said, serve individuals that are recovering from substance use, as well as we have family coaches that work with family members that are very confused and concerned about their loved one's substance use. Let's go ahead and go to the next slide. As I mentioned, we were started during COVID, so we launched in 2020. That was a level playing field, if you will, because everyone was doing things telephonically, so no one cared that we didn't have a brick and mortar when we started, and all of our recovery coaching was online. But we knew that it was important to start pulling the community together as quickly as possible, and we launched the very first recovery rally in Orange County in September of 2021. Since then, our county has taken on the helm, and they're doing a great job now the last 2 years that they have begun to really focus that recovery happens in our community, and we've really just joined them in those efforts in the last 2 years. We also had the benefit of being awarded a state grant to build the peer recovery movement very early in our life, and over the course of the last 5 years, we're in an unusual situation where we were able to raise almost $5 million to do the work that we're doing here in Orange County. So that allowed us to put a little money aside and keep doing our good work. But most recently, just this year, we were awarded the drug court contract here in Orange County to provide peer services for drug and DUI court. The other great news about that is Drug and DUI Court is celebrating its 30-year anniversary today here in Orange County, and we've been invited to participate as the very first peer organization to provide peer support services to that particular population. So our topic today, talking about justice involved and where we are in our trajectory as an organization, just a beautiful marriage, I guess, of these two. And that wasn't planned. It just happened that way. So later on, when we're kind of sharing some input, I would also want to highlight that Andy Cecrle is on this call. Andy, maybe just unmute and say hello. He is our program director and works very closely with the justice involved population and has for many years.
Good morning. My name is Andy, and it's good to be here and looking forward to continuing conversation.
Wonderful. Thank you, Donella and Andy.
Thank
And that
you.
is the perfect intro you've just given us. Cora, if you can advance our slides for us.